Hi everybody, this is Everyday Commentary, and this is going to be a video talking about the fit and finish of these knives. These are Northwood knives. This is the Northwood knives Barlow and Spear Point, Northwood knives Indian River Jack in Spear Point, and Northwood knives Everyday Barlow in Clip Point. And the reason I'm making this video is because when I posted my original video and I took pictures of these knives on Instagram, I got a lot of questions about fit and finish, and so I wanted to address the fit and finish issues so people would have an idea. So this knife is the 2014 version of the Indian River Jack, and it was produced by Queen Cutlery and on behalf of Northwood Knives, and they all are Queen Cutlery knives, and they all run basically the same materials. They have steel, brass liners, some sort of cover. In all three cases it's a bone. These are two camel bones. This is a cow bone. They all run CPM 154, which is a powder metallurgy version of 154 CM. Here's the issue. So this knife, which I reviewed a while ago, is really an impeccable knife. It's very thin. It's got a thin blade. I think that and that's why my fingernail's all messed up, because I've been trying to do this video and I broke my fingernail, so I had to cut it off. This knife has a very strong pull to it, as you can see, and it has very strong walk and talk. The screws, for the most part, are flush. The joints between the bone and the bolsters are very tight. The logo is in there. You can feel it. You can get your finger trapped in there, but it's not that bad. The back is nice and smooth. There's no sort of burrs in the brass or anything like that. This knife, over the years, has developed just a smidge. Let's see if I can get it right there. See, right there. It doesn't move, but there is a noticeable gap between the bone and the brass, or the bone and the steel. I don't really care. It doesn't affect performance. It's a natural material. It's going to move. So this knife came to me, and it was impeccably finished. The blade was gorgeous. Well done. The edge was super clean. I mean, there was no flaws in the edge. Everything about it was just very, very nice. Okay, so that's that. I see the Everyday Barlow on Northwood Knives website. I love Barlows. They're one of my favorite knives. So I decided I'm going to order the Barlow. And I get the Barlow, and I'm like, oh, you know what? I really want to try the Clip Point. So I buy two of them. And when I get this knife, first of all, the walk and talk is much better here. It's not like you're going to break your fingernail off. But there was a ding right here. It was a really big ding. And so it was like just a portion of the edge was rolled. So what I did is I stropped the snot out of this and I got it out. I would note that there were some burrs on the back. And the screws are definitely, I mean, you can get stuck on the screws. See, you can get stuck on the screws. They're not as well finished as the Indian River Jack. Then I got this knife. And this knife is similar. There were burrs on the back. And the walk and talk is nice and smooth. But, and let me see if we can get this to show on camera. Ready? Okay, so there's the edge on the front. The edge on the front is good. Now let's see if I can get it to show. Yeah, there you go. The edge on the back is not very good. There's like a wobble to the edge. It's like, it's all even right, and then right here it sort of dings in a lot. And that the cutting bevel is actually significantly reduced as you get towards the ricasso. That was one thing, and the burrs and all that kind of stuff, and the screws, blah, blah, blah. But here's the other thing. The blade centering is not too good on this. I mean, it's not great. It's not touching, but it's pretty close. And so I now have two instances in which the Everyday Barlows came to me direct from Knife Ship Free, and they were not nearly as well finished as this knife when it came to me from Knife Ship Free. And so I'm not exactly sure what to say. You know, Derek has advertised all three of these as working knives. He has not said that they have had the same level of fit and finish as, say, like a GEC finish knife. But it's clear to me that these knives were not given the same attention and care as this knife. I don't think it's going to affect performance at all, But, you know, you're buying a knife and it's $129. It's something you're paying attention to. Here's the other thing, and I know this is sort of the quixotic nature of natural materials, but as you can see, this knife is much thicker than this knife on this side. So these scales are pretty symmetrical. But here there's a noticeable difference, whereas if you look at this knife, they're pretty even all the way around. So I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to keep... I know it's really hard because I like the Barlow shape much better than the Indian River Jack's shape. And I like the long pull instead of the nail neck. And I also like the walk and talk on these over the walk and talk on this. But this knife is just better finished than either of these two knives. If I'm going to keep one of these two knives, I don't know which one I would keep. They're both really beautiful to look at. This one just, the finished stuff just drives me crazy. You can hear it. It's not quite... Yeah, just not quite what I wanted. I wouldn't say I'm disappointed. No, I'm probably disappointed. But it's something that you should be aware of when you're going in to buy these knives, because they're kind of expensive for traditional knives. I mean, you can get a case for $40, and these are $130. And it just goes back to prove the point that this was a really extraordinary sort of lightning in the bottle kind of knife, because I know that the 2015s weren't as well received as the 2014s. This is just an extraordinary traditional knife. So this will definitely impact the reviews on these two, but I still think they're worth the time and energy to track them down. I just wish they were a little bit more like this than what they are. Look for a review of the Everyday Barlow coming